I study everywhere. Usually, in between classes, you have to, do something.
When I study, I'm in my dorm room, like on my bed, as comfortable as possible, probably with food. So, comfort is a major factor.
I studied in a lot of different places, usually in Doheny or sometimes outside, like in the grass or something if the weather's nice. Sometimes in my room, so whenever I have time.
I'm not really a fan of buying textbooks because I've had a lot of classes where they just have like a huge list or you have to get all the books.
I think textbooks are too expensive.
Sometimes the books, you only have to use like a small segment of them. So number one, it's kind of bulky and heavy to carry around only if you need like one little part.
If it's a textbook, I don't feel like bringing it because I don't know how long I'm going to use it for or if I'm going to use it. So I find it very inconvenient.
Normal books are a bit inconvenient when you have to carry them around everywhere.
My econ books, for example, usually cost me a lot of money. But usually for a French class, we only have handouts, and like in this case, we have a cheap, just homework book. It's definitely more convenient and it's not that expensive and costs less money for us, which is definitely perfect.
Definitely less cost efficient when you have to buy a paper book.
Definitely everyone wanted cheap and easy, thin books.
Professor in French 220 gives a lot of handouts, and they're very helpful, of course, because you're learning a language, you want all the resources you could possibly get.
I keep everything when I go back home.
When it comes to paper handouts, I'm not a huge fan of them.
But at the same time, when students are absent for whatever reason, or you forget at home, or you lost it.
But what I notice in class is a lot of my friends in class, they lost all the papers.
Because when I have paper, sometimes I like leave them in my dorm room.
Okay, so I get the handout and I go back home and write on that.
It's not very convenient, so
then I need to staple them together and carry to class.
It's not very streamlined, so I'd prefer it to be digital.
Much better to have an ebook where you can access it at all times. Printing because, well, the environment first, and it's kind of inconvenient, and I just have my iPad at all times. I can't stress that enough. I have my iPad, my iPhone on me all the time, so it just makes sense for me not to print it. I use a Mac. I also have an iPhone, an iPad. So yeah, got the full deal.
I'd much rather use something that's not very messy or a handheld, so I can just take it wherever I want.
I really love the book Le Plongée.
I like Le Plongée. It's a little bit depressing, a little existentialist, but I think it's interesting.
It's not so complicated as other French literature.
It was an interesting insight into the life of an existentialist person, with Camus, seeing his kind of view on life through his writings.
But it's meaningful and really powerful work. It does teach us something.
A lot of it is very colloquial French language that not everyone will get.
I think that's a good choice for being a textbook because it not only teaches students French, the language, but also about French culture, French people.
I take bits and pieces of it. I agree with some of the things you're responsible for your own life and make your own values and decisions, and you're responsible for yourself.
And some important meaning of life, which is worth learning in class and also after class.
I use my ebook outside on the benches on campus, in between classes, when I have some free time in the car, when I'm parking, whatever.
I just use it on my laptop.
Before I go to bed, anywhere really. It's just more convenient than a computer or an iPhone.
Or sometimes if I can't take my laptop with me, I just use my phone. So it's like really small and compact.
With the ebook, you're able to study anywhere, so the possibilities are endless. I like using the French exercise ebook a lot because it's not, in the Kindle. So I can't, with the Kindle, I can't draw or I can't write, can't type, highlight, whatever. But with a PDF, I can automatically transfer it into one of my other applications that I could write on, do whatever I want with it. So it's really great. It's basically like a handout, but it's better.
We cracked our own work according to the answer sheet, and also my professor cracked homework for us, like in class, for the whole class.
With the ebook, I tend to highlight a lot, and then I use the stylus to write in verbs, anything really.
Well, I cracked that, and if I find some mistakes, I bring it to class and ask my professors.
What I do is I put notes, like little post-it notes that you could do by flagging certain words, so I like doing that too.
I actually just made a study guide for myself last night, and I kind of just went through all of the pages, saw where I made all my notes to myself, and then I just created a Word document and made myself a little study guide.
The possibilities are endless with the ebook. Because I can just easily erase things, so I write on it, and then when there's a test or quiz, I erase everything and then I rewrite it so I can test myself. And it's hard when you have a paper version because you write your answers, you correct it in class, and then you write the correct answers on the paper, so then it's not really testing yourself. But with the PDF, you can do that.
It definitely helps when I'm looking at the ebook to see what's going to be on the next exam. Like today, I have a French exam on that book, so it was helpful to see which exercise she chose. That's where I kind of focused on more.
When I go through the ebook, I try to make sure that I can see what I've touched within it, so that when I'm scrolling down, I can easily spot things that I need to look at, for future when I'm studying for the final. I looked at the PDF knowing that they were going to test us on these exercises, based on these exercises.
Yeah, I think professor considering doing a PDF or ebook for students is definitely for the benefit of the students.
Do it. You should make an electric book.
Because they are caring whether student can follow up the class teaching process, and the homework, and definitely at the dorm and after class, will help them remember what they have learned in class.
I'm I'm a senior at Marshall School of Business, and I'm taking French 220 with Professor Chandler.
I'm Samuel. I'm in French 220 with Professor Chandler. I love the class. I love my professor. That's why I'm here doing the interview.
My name is Callum Barrick, and I'm a sophomore. I'm a French minor.
I'm Serene, and I'm taking French 220 to kind of brush up on my French because I'm a little rusty and I'm trying to do French major, double major, so yeah, that's why I'm taking 220.